Okay, we're gonna read an article. This was brought to my attention, so let's. I think the scene looks good. Sorry if it's not perfect. But it is what it is. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna read an article. 17-year-old European chess champion gets 2-year ban for cheating. Whoa, okay. Patricia Waszuk, the reigning Polish under-18 girls champion and 2019 European under-16 girls champion, has been disqualified for 2 years after allegedly being caught using a mobile phone in a toilet during round 4 of the Ustrand Chess Festival on August 16th this year. Patricia played the adult Polish Women's Chess Championship a week earlier with Claudia Coulon and Monika Sochko, saying they were reduced to tears after playing the youngest opponent in the field. Her father claims a smear campaign and has appealed, describing the evidence as circumstantial. Okay, so first of all, the important thing is that this is not online. This is over the board. This is the first thing that I think has to be stated. I assumed when I saw that it was going to be online, but this is over the board. Wow. Okay, so let's keep going. The evidence is circumstantial. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay. The Polish. Wait. Does this look right? Wait, no, sorry, this is not right. Okay, let's see. Let me scroll up. The Polish Chess Federation has disqualified 17-year-old Patricia Waszuk from playing chess. Sorry if I butcher the name or the pronunciation. Sorry, you guys. From playing chess for 2 years after finding her guilty of using outside help or electronic doping during round 4 of the Ustrand Chess Festival FIDE Open on August 16th this year. Her draw in that game was converted into a loss, and she was expelled from the tournament. Okay, so she had 1.5 out of 4. Wow, she had a win, a draw, and 2 losses. So they actually kicked her out. They kicked her out despite not having some fantastic result. Okay, so that's kind of interesting, worth noting. Okay, so let's keep going. Resolution 110/2020 of the Commission for Awards and Discipline dated October 6, 2020 was recently published on the Polish Chess Federation with all the names blacked out, including at one point that of Magnus Carlsen. Okay, so there's some long article, or not article, some long document, whatever. The main findings are listed as follows. The emphasis is our own for clarity. Miss Patricia W. lied to the arbiters, IA International Arbiter, the highest international arbiter class, in the presence of IA and the head of the Silesian Chess Federation, I don't know what Silesian is anyway, about possessing electronic devices. She used a telephone in the toilet, which was confirmed by the report of an eyewitness. She admitted she had another telephone, admitting that twice, which was confirmed by witnesses, IA and IA. She refused to show her bag, which was confirmed by the testimony. Wow. She tried to leave the playing hall, which was confirmed. She tried to hide the telephone in the playing hall, confirmed by a statement of other witnesses. She used a telephone during the event, which was confirmed by testimony of other witnesses. Analysis of moves made by the accused shows the use of a computer program, which was confirmed by testimony from the coach of the women's national team. Wow. Okay. The report notes that the Polish Chess Federation applies a strict zero-tolerance approach to the possession of a mobile phone at its main events, such as the Polish Chess Championship, which would bring an automatic 2-year ban. Zero tolerance wasn't in place at the Ustrand Chess Festival, which featured almost 600 players and had Anatoly Karpov as a guest of honor. But the commission says the possession of a phone and the suspicion of its being used is sufficient for a guilty verdict, even in the absence of other evidence. Okay. They state that there was no doubt of guilt, that Patricia was clearly fully aware of what she was doing, and say they applied a 2-year ban rather than a longer sentence. The case of Igor Zarauzis being stripped of his GM title and receiving a 6-year ban is mentioned due to the younger age of the player. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Earlier suspicions. Okay. So let's keep going.
I done share just resubbed for 3 months. Keep up the great content, Hikaru. Nakamura Yaya.
Thank you. The Commission's resolution also notes that experts found a correspondence between Patricia's moves and computer chess engine analysis of the 2019 European Under-16 Girls Championship in Bratislava, where she took clear first with 7.5 out of 9. Okay. Results-wise, I mean, the ratings are pretty balanced. Nothing too crazy. Let's keep going. And the Polish Under-18 Girls Championship in Szklarska Poreba in March 2020, a 39-player open tournament where she scored a near-perfect 7.5 out of 8. The one player she drew against, Michalinka Rudzinska, took it to Facebook on August 17th, a day after Patricia had allegedly been caught cheating. She described the suspicions of other players and the feeling of helplessness. Wow. Let me take a swig. Such a situation should be shocking, but it isn't for any of us because for around 1.5 years, the question hasn't been if she's cheating, but when it would be revealed. I played the player myself this year in the Polish Under-18 Girls Championship, and after every move, she left the playing hall to go to the toilet. But in time trouble, in an objectively easily won position, she was unable to convert, and the game ended in a draw. Her only draw in that tournament, since she won the championship with an incredible 7.5 out of 8, easily beating all the players in the oldest age group. Were we 100% sure that it was pure cheating? Of course not, but the way continual suspicion, irritation, and lack of reaction from the people who should have got involved affected our mental state is indescribable. I'm not talking even of crying breakdowns and the feeling of helplessness after a round, emotions that impacted the further course of the tournament. It was never about the result. It was always about the fact that each of us knew that something was wrong. And yes, the suspicions were strong. Yes, they were reported. And in reply, we heard that we're jealous that we can't enjoy the success of a colleague, and why are we wishing misfortune on her? That, as Polish girls were a unit and we play on the same team, we should root for her, support her, clap when she stands on the podium, and proudly listen to the national anthem. How many people lost medals, the chance of fair play and deserved career development, the fulfillment of dreams? We felt cheated, almost unable to do anything about it, since, to put it bluntly, there was simply hardly anyone who wanted to catch her.
Nick just subscribed.
Wow.
Love you, Hikaru.
I mean, I don't know if this translates or not, but nonetheless, this is a very, very good statement. Very, very, very good statement that's made here. Okay. The climax, however, came when Patricia Waszuk qualified as the youngest participant playing the prestigious Polish Women's Championship held August 4th to 12th in Ostrowiecka-Polski. You can replay any of the games from the event by clicking on the result table below. Okay, she finished. Where did she finish? Okay, 4 points out of 10. Okay, yeah, I mean, 4 out of 10. Field is pretty balanced here. There's only one player at 21-13. Pretty balanced. You can't say anything based on the results. So let's keep going down. Okay. Patricia announced her arrival on the national stage with a stunning first-round win over four-time Polish women's champion Jolanta Zawadzka. In terms of arousing suspicion, the mysterious computer-approved move King G8 F8 was dynamite. Wait, what? Wait, whoa. King F8? What? King F8. Is this the move? King is on G8 and black plays King to F8. Sorry, what? I'm sorry. I mean, what? I'm sorry. King G8 F8 is like... I don't think I would consider that move in a million years. That is ridiculous. I'm sorry. King F8... I'm sorry. King F8 is like... I literally don't think I would consider that move in a million years. Let me think about this position. I know the board is upside down, so it's not easy to figure out, but let me think about this. So king is on G8. What are the candidate moves? Queen takes knight is an obvious move. D4 is a pretty obvious move. The knight on A4 is kind of trapped. Knight F4 looks like a very logical move. Bishop E4 looks like a logical move. Those are probably my top 4 human moves. Actually, knight G5, now I see it here. It says knight G5. I guess that's also a move. It's not obvious to me though. Knight F4 is an obvious move. D4 is an obvious move to calculate. Bishop E4 seems pretty obvious. Although there's Bishop G4. Knight G5, I guess. Well, it's a little bit odd, but it's not crazy. But those would be my candidate moves, and of course, Queen takes A4. Those are my obvious candidate moves to be played. I mean, why is Queen A4 actually not good? I wonder. Queen A4, Bishop D5, or something. Or wait, no, the position's wrong though. Wait, what? It says King F8, Rook takes C8. Why? There's a bishop on C3. White can't play Rook takes C8. Wait, but White can't play Rook takes C8. Wait, well, something's wrong with position. Wait, this is like a total debate. There's a bishop on C3. White. It says King F8, Rook takes C8. Why is there a bishop on C3? Whoa, wait a second. I'm gonna pull this up. Wait, it's this game, right? Let me see if I can pull this up. Let's pull this up quickly. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, let's go back. What's the position? Let's go back. Okay, so what is the position? Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm wrong. So all my analysis is wrong because the king is on the bishop is on D4. That's why. Okay. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. This is even more insane. King F8 is. I mean, I'm sorry. This is like the most ridiculous. I mean, this is insane. No one plays King F8. Like you have to worry about knight to B6. I mean, you have to worry about this jump. I mean, King F8. I mean, as a human, the moves I would consider again: knight f4 to play knight d3. Obvious jump. This is an obvious move. I'm not logging in, so I'm not going to log in. But knight f4 is an obvious. This is one obvious move. Okay. Next obvious move, queen b5. Also an obvious move. What other candidates move do I see? Knight takes d4. I guess you can consider, but you realize pretty quickly it's bad. So knight f4 and queen b5 are the two candidate moves that I see. Knight g5 looks weird. Bishop f4 maybe is a move I would consider. These are the moves that I would consider. King f8, I mean, I'm sorry. King f8, like, I'm sorry. This nobody plays king f8. I literally never consider king f8 in a million years. I mean, this, yeah, I mean, king f8, I mean, I mean, what is this? I mean, what is this? King f8? I mean, what are they smoking? I mean, I'm sorry. I would never consider king f8. I don't even know what it accomplishes. It looks like a ridiculous move. It looks, I mean, I guess the point is that you threaten knight takes d4. You want to go like something like this, takes, and bishop e5 because it's not a check on d5. I mean, king h8, if you're going to move the king, you go to h8. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. King f8, this is insane. This is insane. Literally insane. No human would ever consider this. No human would ever consider king f8 here. You ask Magnus, I guarantee. I bet if you told us, like Magnus or myself or some other guys, it's like there's a computer move that's really good here, we would find a way to come up with the move. But there's no way that on our human intuition we would figure it out. So that's not good. Okay, let's keep going back. Okay. Or wait, what's this wrong? Wait, what? Oh no, sorry, I got to go back in the article. So it's right here. Okay. Okay. Oh, gross. 1 second. Wait, how do I do this? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're back to the article. Let's keep going. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Okay. So king f8 was dynamite. All right, we got to that. Okay, so we keep going down. They say that wouldn't be the only brilliancy. After 41 rook takes c8, black is doing well after bishop c8. Okay, so I'm gonna look here. I'm not gonna look at the eval below the move. Or wait, but the move is next move. It's knight g4. Ugh. Okay. And I wanted to see if I could come up with a move, but okay. Does that mean the knight is on e3? Wait, what? No, wait. That means the knight's on e3. No, the knight she played knight g4? What? No, I mean, what is this? Sorry, I'm going to open the game again. Sorry to be random, but I'm going to open the game again. I'm going to open this again. No, I mean, this is insane. This is completely insane. What is this knight g4? I mean, okay, so it's just, she plays good moves. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, knight g4 is insane. That's just insane. That's insane. That's just totally insane. That's completely insane. Like, because no human does that. You just go bishop c8, pawn takes, rook takes, and black's winning. I mean, it's -9. I mean, it's -9. It's just easy. But let me guess. Let me bet. Is knight g4 actually better? I mean, yeah, like any human would just go bishop c8. No, I mean, this is other world. This is other world. I mean, this is other world stuff. I'm sorry, this is just insane. Okay, let me go back. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, so that knight g4, the choice of stockfish was a beautiful touch. Okay, so let's keep going. They show this. Okay. Black 1 and 51 moves. Okay. Okay, so Kulia Kulan, who was on 5.5 out of 6 when she lost a stunning game to Patricia in round 7, talked first about Jolanta's game to the major Polish newspaper site onet.pl. During that game, she managed to go to the toilet more than a dozen times over the course of 3 hours. That was really a lot, and in itself, it was suspicious. In the game against me, she went every 2 to 3 moves at key moments, and when she returned, she made a move almost immediately without thinking. It was clear she was getting help in some way, although we still don't know how. At the Polish Championship, she didn't have a phone, and that really made it tougher for us to catch her, although we were all 99.9% sure that something was wrong. I was in the form of my life. I wanted to fulfill my dream and fight for the title of Polish Women's Champion. I feel cheated. There was crying and despair. The first thing I did after loss to Patricia was to phone my mom and cry because I was sure that it wasn't a clean sporting contest. More than 3 months have gone by since that Polish chess championship, and not a day has gone by when I haven't talked to someone about it. I can't get it out of my mind. Okay. Fair points. All good points. Let's keep going. Okay. Claudia went on to tie for first place before losing out on playoff to the heavily pregnant Karina Sivka, who beat Patricia in 82 moves in round 2. It wasn't only players who lost to Waszuk who were upset, however, with 8-time Polish women's champion Monika Sajko drawing a hugely complicated ending in round 6. She told Onet, "What happened really hurts. During the tournament, we knew that we knew what we were up against. I was so desperate that I wanted to go to the toilet after her and check if she wasn't using electronic doping." 2 other players did that, however, and caught her using a telephone. At the Polish Championship after my game against Patricia, we were both checked, and something squeaked around the level of the belt of her trousers. She was checked by 2 teenage girls who probably weren't ready for such a situation and didn't know what they should do. Still, a long time after the Polish Championship, I was shocked by the situation as the girl isn't backing down and still claims that she's innocent. I'm 42 years old and rarely cry, but after that game against Patricia, which I drew, my nerves were gone. For a week after that event, I couldn't sleep, all because I felt that she was making moves that wouldn't have occurred to her, but I couldn't prove anything. That was a terrible experience. The situation is unprecedented and sad. All right, you guys, so I'm going to add one point.
Greenberry just resubbed for 3 months. Hi, Hikaru.
Thank you, appreciate it. So I'm going to add one thing, and this has nothing to do with cheating, but this is why I recently tried to do a speed run where I played against the engines. And when you play against the engines, it takes so much more energy out of you than regular blitz games or bullet games, because what happens is you know that the computers are going to play perfectly. So when I play these engines online, it's just like mentally, it just drains me in a whole different way than playing against humans. So when Monika talks about like these issues, I totally understand it, because it's just like playing computers and just a normal bot speedrun. It's just mentally very tiring and much harder to do when I'm streaming. So like to actually be playing a game and feel like every move has to be perfect, feeling that building pressure. Of course, your nerves are gone by the end, 100% if you're almost certain someone is cheating. So I totally get that. Completely. I understand that feeling. So let's keep. Also, as far as scanning, you guys, what they're saying is they used like a metal detector, and they scanned and something went off around the belt or something. But yeah, they didn't check is what it sounds like. So let's keep going. All right. Okay. There were just 3 days after the Polish Chess Championship before the Ustron Chess Festival began, with Patricia finally caught. And the quote, "There's a smear campaign against my daughter." According to Patricia's father, Marius, however, his daughter is innocent. He told Onet, "There's been a witch hunt against my daughter. Terrible hate has been poured out on her. We're suffering terribly. People see us as cheaters, but that's not true. There's no evidence. This case is a conspiracy by 2 of Patricia's direct rivals." Okay. Again, as with any cheating case, you want to see what the claims are in regards to innocence. So like, when I read the article about Tigran, you want to see what they're saying the accusations are and what the reasoning behind it or the motivations are. Marius makes multiple complaints about the procedure followed, including arguing that since their appeal, the verdict of the message under his daughter's name on the Polish Chess Federation website should be changed. Okay, I can't read this, but I guess that means there's some kind of ban or something. The card in the register of the Polish chess player reads player disqualified without the right to play in chess tournaments. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. He complains that COVID-19 concerns were used by the commission to avoid giving him access to all the documents and that there were biased members on the commission. He says that the chairman had publicly commented, "It's good that this disease pathology has come to an end," before the case had fully been heard. He's hired a lawyer and chess player, Paweł Dzubinski, who successfully defended another Polish player, Krzysztof Ejman, in 2007. Krzysztof was accused of computer assistance on the basis of the strength of his moves. Back then, the commission ruled the arbiters did not have indisputable evidence, and the analysis of the program Rybka can at most serve as circumstantial evidence in the matter. Okay. Marius makes it clear they plan to use the same argument, though in this case there are eyewitness statements and apparent confessions as well as computer analysis. He gave his version of events in Ustron. So this is what everyone wants to see, is what is the statement from the accused. All right. In round 4, an arbiter came up to my daughter and informed her that he'd received a report from one of the players that Patricia had used a telephone in the toilet. Of course, the question was posed of whether she had it on her. She took her telephone out of her bag and showed that it was turned off, and then she gave it up. This was in accordance with the rules of the event, where we read, a player has the right to have a mobile phone or other electronic communication device in the playing hall if it's completely switched off and kept in a special packet, bag, or rucksack. Okay, I mean, I don't know the rules. If those are the rules, okay, that's legit. If those are the rules, although for tournaments I play or the players play in, I think it should be no phones, period. And I'll give you guys an example of this. So at the World Blitz and Rapid event that I played in Moscow, this is a big event. There were like 200 to 300 people playing. And the way that it worked was you had to leave your phone in lockers on site, or you had to like just not have a phone on you, and you were scanned. So like there were metal detectors, and then they had like the airport ones, and additionally they had the handheld ones too. So you could not have a phone. You had to put them in lockers, and then go through the scanning device. So I think if they say this, that's how it should be. Again, not so easy to tell for sure what this is. But anyway, let's keep going. The arbiter asked for my daughter. It was same for the audience in the playing hall. Of course, has to be. The arbiter asked my daughter if she had any other electronic devices. She said she didn't, after which she was allowed to keep playing. After the end of the game, Patricia was told that she undergo a search of herself.
Michako's just subscribed. Imagine cheating in 2020 lol.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the 4 months. The arbiter asked my daughter if she had any other electronic devices. She said she didn't, and after which she was allowed to keep playing. After the end of the game, Patricia was told that she had to undergo a search of herself and her bag with a metal detector. She agreed, but since she's a minor, she asked that it could take place in the presence of her guardian, and at this tournament, that was her grandmother. Okay, here we have another example of stretching facts. Patricia wanted to phone her grandmother, but since this was taking place outside, since it was taking place in the playing hall, she asked about the possibility of making a call to her guardian outside, which was described in the resolution as an attempt to leave the playing hall. Okay, I don't really understand this, but if that's what they describe as an attempt to leave the playing hall, that's fair. She was also asked about whether she had a telephone or other electronic device. She then remembered that she also had a power bank. The arbiters then raised their voice and began to say that she hadn't mentioned that previously. My daughter then suggested not waiting for a grandmother and to carry out the check without the presence of a guardian. Then the chief arbiter backed out of that. He told Patricia that he didn't see the need for that any longer since she'd confessed and that was sufficient for them. The draw in the game was changed to a loss, and then she was excluded from the event, and he announced that he would report the matter to the commission for awards and discipline. Therefore, no one was interested in the possession of another device and what kind of device it was. Also, no one saw the alleged second telephone. My daughter was wrongfully accused. Moreover, when she went to the toilet, she didn't take her bag in which the telephone and power bank could be found. Without any checking, she was made into a bandit and a cheat. Something's wrong with this, because based on what you read here, it sounds like everything that she's accused of couldn't possibly happen. So there's clearly something wrong with this. In general terms, now maybe if I scrolled up, they said she was caught, but they didn't actually say how she was caught, did they? They said she was caught in the act, but like in the Rouse's case, there's a clear picture. So like either like she was completely caught and the story's not true, or else basically it's all made up. But the moves that I would say that I saw above are very suspicious. So I don't know. I mean, this story, like it's a good story. It's definitely well stated, if it's true, but I don't know. It feels like there's much more to this. It feels like there's much more. So let's keep scrolling down. Grandmaster Radoslaw Jednik, the president of the Polish Chess Federation, commented, referring back to the Polish Women's Championship. This kind of cheating is very hard to detect. It's hard to confirm, after all, that someone did something in the toilet if you don't enter. However, if someone goes to the bathroom over a dozen times over the course of one game and then beats one of the best female players and then wins against other strong rivals, it gives food for thought. What's abundantly clear from the case is the huge impact cheating and the suspicion of cheating has on chess players and events, with chess players of all ages having been affected in this case. We'll keep you updated on any developments. So, yeah, I mean, I think the main thing here is the fact that her ranking is lower ranked. She's a younger player. She's not established, and she's going to the restroom a lot during games. However, there is one problem, and one thing that I will say in regards to this, which to be very clear, is I know that for quite a few chess players that I've spoken to over the years, they do go to the restroom a lot more during games. And whether that's because they drink a lot of liquids or whether they just feel nerves, there are a lot of players who do. And I myself actually go to the restroom quite frequently during the games. I've told this story before, but during the London Chess Classic, I think 3 years ago, maybe it was, one of the arbiters was basically assigned to follow both myself and Jan Nepomniachtchi, because we kept going into the restroom probably like every 20 to 25 minutes. So it does happen that players do go to the restroom a lot. Like I have Jan did, and literally one of the arbiters, he literally was assigned to follow Jan and myself to go when we went to the restroom. So he was very busy during a couple of the rounds. I won't say the arbiter's name because he told me this when I was in South Africa, but it was very crazy to hear. But I will say players do go to the restroom. Like myself, I definitely do go more than I would if I'm not playing chess. And I've heard this from several other players as well, that like the nerves, it's just not the same. Yes, Jan and I were discussing the games in the bathroom. Yeah, very funny. So anyway, that does happen though. Having said that, it's very hard to tell. Like, I really wish there was more evidence, honestly. Just my personal opinion. I wish there was more evidence because these two moves that I've seen in this one game are very suspicious, but it's just one game. And I would like to see more examples. I feel like if I had like 3 to 4 more examples, I could be pretty certain. Off these two, I'm not going to say I'm certain, although this one move, King F8, is extremely, extremely mysterious. It's very mysterious. So I am inclined to suspect something because I don't think Magnus, myself, or anybody else would ever consider King F8. I mean, someone should go. I mean, I don't know if Wesley's watching. Let's see. Is Wesley watching? Let's check the VIPs. Wesley is watching. I see GMW so is watching. Wesley, if you're there, would you have considered King F8? Let's see. I see Wesley's watching. Is Wesley actually watching or not? Let's see if we get a reply. Let's see. Come on, Wesley. If you're actually watching and you don't just have it open in the background, I want to see if he replies. I see him in the VIP list, but he's yeah, he's probably he probably has it on in the background. He's busy doing other stuff. Anyway, big shout out to Wesley for winning today. Very dominant performance. But yeah, I think even Wesley, if he was actually here, would be like, King F8. That's a very strange move. So anyway, all right, you guys. So I guess that pretty much covers the article. I'm slightly suspect. I don't have enough to say for certain, but I think King F8 is a very suspicious move. But it's only one move. I don't think you can say off one move for sure something's going on. So I think we need to see what more there is to story, or and so forth, and go from there. But that's